Hi, I'm Josh Ellsworth, General Manager with Stahl's CAD-CUT Direct. I talk to customers every day and travel around the country at trade shows talking to people just like you. A lot of the folks I talk to are afraid to jump in to anything other than basic heat transfer film to use with their vinyl cutter and their heat press. They say with the special effect materials, I don't know how to cut it. I just don't have a call for it. And the list of reasons goes on and on. I'm here to tell you today, you really need to try our latest product, CAD-CUT Glitter Flake. This particular product has been on the market for a while and the sales continue to skyrocket month after month because people are buying it and having tons of success with it. CAD-CUT Glitter Flake reaches a lot of different markets. It's not just for cheer apparel. Let me show you a few of those. Almost all decorators sell to schools or LIGs. Glitter Flake is in high demand in these markets and presents opportunity for school spirit on students, parents, and other supporters in the community. Also, groups make team spirit shirts for community fundraising events, such as charity walks, 5Ks, jump-a-thons, or even carnivals. The group wearing Glitter Flake will surely stand out at the event. If you sell to bachelorette parties or as gifts to a wedding party, glitter is a standout finish that rivals rhinestones, and the best thing is, it's at a fraction of the cost. Retail opportunities to students in general or to larger Greek organizations on college campuses, that presents potential too. We see a lot of Glitter Flake going to university stores. Don't overlook this finish either for small, trendy businesses in your local community. Restaurants, salons, boutiques, dance studios, and even insurance companies go crazy over the Glitter Flake finish and prefer it sometimes over the boring basic finishes they've gotten in the past. And of course, the cheer and dance market is a big opportunity. Whether for t-shirts, cheer shells, or warm-up jackets, glitter is all the rage. One of the most attention-grabbing applications for Glitter Flake is large placements down the side of pants. This is one of the most lucrative as well. If you're starting to see the opportunity in some of these markets with Glitter Flake, then it's very easy to request a free sample. Visit stahls.com/gf-sample. In a few days, you'll receive this packet with an applied swatch showing the finish of Glitter Flake that says "Wow Customers," and also a brochure calling out some of the key features of the product, the colors available, and also the pricing. As you can see on this brochure, Glitter Flake is guaranteed for 50+ wash cycles, which is a big deal. With screen printing glitter, it normally starts to flake off, not with this. One of the other things you'll get in the kit is an 8x10 sheet of Glitter Flake for you to load on your vinyl cutter, cut, and apply, so you can see how easy this product is to work with. What I'd like to do now is apply a couple sample shirts using Glitter Flake to show you how easy it is to apply. Glitter Flake applies to cotton and polyester garments, so let's start with this cotton t-shirt. Load it onto your heat press. Preheat for a few seconds to remove the moisture and wrinkles. Then position your cut and weeded design. In this case, I'm doing a 2-color application with red and blue. Cover with the cover sheet. And press. 320 degrees for 10 to 15 seconds. All it takes is one application, and you'll peel the backing warm to cool, so you can actually remove it from your heat press, stack your orders, and peel them later before you fold and box them. And every time it leaves a brilliant sparkle design. Now let's move over to 100% polyester and decorate a fan jersey. This is another huge opportunity for Glitter Flake. Fan jerseys are available from a variety of team jersey suppliers. This particular garment is from Teamwork Athletic. Preheat to remove the moisture and wrinkles. I'll be doing another 2-color design. Position. Glitter Flake has a sticky backing to position it nice and flat to the garment. cover it. And since I have overlapping layers, I'm just going to tack the bottom layer for a few seconds. Remove the backing. And align my second color. Now I'll cover the whole thing and apply it for the full application time. So both layers are receiving the 320 degrees for 10 to 15 seconds. Just think about the word of mouth advertising and referrals you'd get when a mom or a fan wears this to a game. So at this point, I'm sure you've seen the opportunity for glitter flake, so I need to show you how to use the sample that you're going to request. We'll start by loading the sheet into the vinyl cutter, and I really want to show you how to dial in the cutting settings, because a lot of people will try to cut glitter flake, not have success, and then they won't order it again when it really isn't that difficult to cut if you know what you're doing. I loaded the material in. I'm going to tell the cutter I have a piece of material loaded. Right now I'm loaded with a 45-degree angle blade. You can cut this material with a 45 or a 60. The extension of the blade is what's important. This blade is only extended the thickness of the glitter material, which is about a half of a credit card's thickness. Once you have that blade extended at a half a credit card's thickness, you're going to have to increase your downforce from your standard heat transfer film. In this case, I'm going to start at 200 grams of downforce and conduct the test cut. Conducting a test cut is extremely important. If you just load the material and try to cut it, you could ruin your sample and have to request another one. If you do a test cut, you'll be able to dial it in perfectly. So this roll-in cuts a circle with a square inside. I'm just going to peel up the circle, and it's supposed to leave the square. You can see it lifted a little bit on the edge there, so it's not quite deep enough. So I'm going to increase the downforce by another 10 grams to 210 grams of downforce. Retract the material and just do another test cut. I want to dial this in perfect so it's cutting completely through the film but not through the carrier. It's going to make weeding so much easier. So this time the square did not lift at all, so I'm ready to dial it in and send my sample job over to show you how the product weeds. Set my point of origin right above the test cuts and go ahead and send my sample over to the cutter. I'm cutting at 50 centimeters per second. You can cut glitter flake pretty much at any speed as long as you have the blade and the downforce dialed in correctly. Once the sample is complete, I'll remove it from the cutter and let's show you the weeding process. Glitter flake, it can be a little bit more difficult to see the cut lines. For that reason, I recommend bending the material to identify the weed border. And after that, we're just going to peel the excess away. You can do okay detail, but you'll probably want to stay away from really complex stuff with this particular material because it takes more time when you start to get into the details. But as you can see, overall, it's very easy to work with. If you accidentally peel up a piece, you can position it back down. and you can kind of just pinch and bend the material to see where your cut lines are positioned. Design is weeded, I'll trim it away. If you want, you can gang up multiple images on this sheet, of course, to make the most of it. But the goal is evaluate it and then put some colors in stock. Maybe even use this sheet of material to create a display sample for sales or for your store. To get started with the easiest to use and hottest selling bling product on the market, visit stalls.com/GF-sample. Glitter Flake is CPSI certified, means it's safe for kids.